But first, these massive blackouts in Victoria. We warned you this would be our future with Labor's global warming schemes, and now you see it. The worst blackout Victoria's ever had. 500,000 homes and businesses without power yesterday, 127,000 homes still without power as of a few minutes ago, and some won't get power restored for days. Now, Victorians were warned that they'd face summer blackouts while politicians mad with global warming schemes went about destroying their electricity system. Get rid of coal. Now, Australia's energy market operator has warned for years, again last August, that Eastern Australia was running out of power, faced summer blackouts, first in Victoria, South Australia, and then the other eastern states. But Victoria's government is today blaming catastrophic extreme weather. Not themselves at all, no. Knowing that that is actually code for global warming. And who can blame them for that?
That's basically been because of the really extreme weather events, very, very high winds. We've seen high winds of up to 100 kilometres an hour. That's really high speed.
Hang on there. Winds of 100 kilometres an hour? Well, it is true that high winds did bring down transmission wires, and that caused 4 generators at the Loy Yang plant to trip and load shedding to start. Not so much because of they didn't have enough power, but about the instability, up and down power. They couldn't get what they were making out there. It just threatened the whole system. Now, we're yet to understand exactly why and how this all played out. But some things we do already know. First, yesterday's winds, 100 kilometres an hour, said the minister. It's catastrophic. Well, actually, I heard some others say it could have even touched 130. Very, they are high winds. But we have actually had winds that high or higher before. Last year, the year before that. Winds at Mount Hotham even reached nearly 200 kilometres an hour in 2005. And there were no records of, record blackouts then. No, some things have changed. Victoria's government, for instance, helped force shut the giant Hazelwood power station 7 years ago. It was even blown up. So yesterday, not many alternatives. So Victoria had to scramble for supplies of electricity from gas turbines and from interstate, reliable, baseload sort of stuff to replace the downed generators. Had to pay a colossal $16,000 plus per megawatt hour for about 2 hours before the price fell to the more normal $67. There's a third problem with this mad push for renewables. The wind and solar power we've spent billions on didn't save Victoria. In fact, the problem was even made worse by the temporary loss of wind power from central and western Victoria. And of course, when the sun went down, there was no solar power at all. And that's the problem with renewables, of course. You just can't bank on it being there when you need it most. And a fourth problem, under the Albanese government's green dream, we have to get 82% of our electricity from renewables in just 6 years from now. And we have to build 10,000 kilometres of transmission wires to join up all these new wind and solar plants. There'll be wires all over the shop. And that means many, many more towers to blow over as well, and wires to clash and potentially cause fires and, well, anyway. And finally, I've got to have some pity on the new homeowners who heeded the Victorian government's campaign to ban gas connections. Now, doesn't this blackout prove how stupid that is? Now, if you do have gas, like me, or like this bloke over here, you could at least cook and boil water during the blackout or fire up a generator as I did. But under this government's mad plans, once the power goes out, it's all out now if you don't have gas. You've got the aircon, that's out, the heating, the cooking, the lights, you've got no alternative, that's it. So, as we've just seen, Victoria doesn't have enough peaking or baseload power like gas, the fossil fuel to keep the system stable at moments like this. That's why there was the load shedding yesterday. Or to then restart the system quickly. Coal takes ages to get ready again. And former energy executive Paul Broad says, well, sorry, but this is Victoria's future, not just Victoria's either, thanks to Victoria's global warming madness and its crazy hatred of fossil fuel.
Victoria needs more gas plants. Victoria has a lot of gas, a lot of onshore gas. The madness of not accessing Victorian gas puts them on a knife's edge. And sadly, Victorians are going to have to get accustomed to regular brownouts.
And to think this government's doing all this anti-fossil fuel stuff to save us from catastrophic extreme weather, just after, in fact, Melbourne had its first January without a single hot day, not one over 35 degrees. First time that's happened since 1984. Sweat on that while the power is out. Or if you still have power, how long before this laugh is on you?